Welcome to the Keeping You On Stage podcast. Join us as we dive into the vibrant world of dance, sharing our insights and experiences while spotlighting the incredible talents within our community. Each episode features engaging conversations with guests who bring their unique expertise and stories to the table, enriching our understanding of this beautiful art form. Our motto, Keeping You On Stage, drives our mission to celebrate and uplift dancers of all backgrounds. Whether you're a beginner, a seasoned performer, or a passionate enthusiast, this podcast is your backstage pass into the dance world. Tune in and let's keep the spotlight shining bright. Today we have a fun episode for you. Joining us are two incredible dancers from Odyssey Dance Theater, a company known for pushing boundaries and redefining what contemporary dance can be. Please welcome Carson Oliver and Lily Farrar. Lily Farrar, a Tennessee native, graduated with her BFA dance degree from Shenandoah University in 2021. Lily received her master's in performing arts leadership and management in May 2023. While at school, she performed pieces by Lucinia Child, Sidra Bell, Matt Pardo, Danielle Paderna, and Tiffany Carson. Farrar has performed with Danceworks Chicago and Contratiempo. She has trained with the Nashville Ballet Company, Commercial Dance Intensive, LACDC, the Arch Ballet, Equilibre Dance, Contact Improv Workshop, New York Dance Project, Koresh, and Motion X in DC. Lily is a freelance dance teacher, choreographer, model, and social media manager. While living in Utah, she has danced with Femme Dance Co., Wasatch Contemporary Dance, Serena Webb Dance, and Shift Dance Company, Seasons 3 and 4. Lily is the executive assistant at Wasatch Contemporary Dance Company and proudly serves on the board for both Chrysalis Ballet and Wasatch Contemporary. She was recently named Utah's Best of State Individual Dancer for 2024. Now, in her fourth season with Odyssey Dance Theater, Lily continues to perform as a company member while also the head of social media. Carson Oliver was born and raised in West Jordan, Utah, training at multiple studios in Utah. Local motion dance studio, The Vibe, Extravagance, and the Dance Project, SLC. For 18 years, Carson has trained in hip-hop, locking, popping, ballroom, ballet, contemporary, and jazz. Within his dance career, he served a 2-year mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Las Vegas, Nevada. Coming back from the mission, he jumped right back into dance by training, choreographing, teaching, and performing. Carson has performed in various shows during his dance career. They reminisce a production of the history of hip-hop and its culture being one of them, along with Bonnie Lithgow's productions, A Snow White Christmas, and One of the Seven Dwarfs, and of course, Thriller, Christmas Spectacular, and Shut Up and Dance with Odyssey Dance Theater. Carson also had the opportunity to act and dance in a film production called Dear Dumb Diary as the character Mike Pinsetti. He has also been attending BYU as a dance major and business minor, hoping to one day start his own dance convention and share his experience and knowledge of dance, especially hip-hop, with people around the country. Carson has also been traveling and competing with his ballroom partner, Lily Farrar. Carson is now a 1-year veteran and currently performing Thriller once again for Odyssey Dance Theater. Welcome to the show, Carson and Lily. We're so excited to have you. So we're going to start at the beginning, like back in the day. So think back when you were young.
Okay.
We're going to start with you, Carson.
Okay.
So what first pulled you into the world of dance?
Well, yeah, that's a really good question. It's kind of a fun, as she would say, cute story. My mom used to do jazzercise. Well, she still does jazzercise, okay? But my mom did jazzercise since I was born, and I would go with her, and they would have like a little daycare thing there while she did her workout, and then I'd sit there and she'd take me home. Well, there was one time, as she told me, is that we had the daycare and I would go, and they decided to teach all the kids a dance and then show the moms all after the class. And so I did it, and she said that I was such a great performer and all the moms loved me, and I was just naturally I was naturally good at performing. And so That's when she started thinking about putting me in dance. And then also my brother and sister danced before me, my older brother and sister, they were dancers. I'm at that studio locomotion. And I watched them and I was like, oh, that's really cool. I want to do that. And I wanted to try it. So that's basically what got me started. I went to a class at my elementary school. It was like this hip hop class. And I really liked it. I could do a coffee grinder, so I thought it was really cool. Learned how to do that. And then my mom put me in my first hip hop class at the studio with my brother and sister. And then from there, just kept going and got into more and more and never stopped. So, yeah.
That's really neat. So, was there a moment where you knew, like, this is what I'm meant to do?
It's probably, oh, man, if I remember as a child, honestly, being on stage and in front of people is like every time I do that, I know that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. It's the reaction that I can get from people just from how I'm feeling and performing on stage is what really keeps me going the whole time in dance, and that's what really told me like this is what I like to do because this is how I can share with people. This is how people will listen to me.
Like that.
Yeah.
Well, okay, this is like not on here, but we just went and saw you guys on Tuesday last week, and I totally can feel that. I mean, you guys were in a lot of numbers, like a lot. Yeah, which is so cool. It was so fun.
Yeah.
Even my kids, like our daughters went, and I was able to be like, "Hey, that's them." And so it was cool to see you because both of you, I mean, you just have such a great stage presence, I feel like, and you just kind of just took over. I was never a professional dancer, but I grew up dancing like ballet. But and I watched a lot of professional companies and things like that, and you can tell the ones that are out there and they're like not in charge, but they're there and
Taking, the space
yes.
and really loving it. Yeah.
Oh, okay, Brooke.
Hey, Lily, what about you? What was your journey like growing up in
Let's see. So I grew up in a small town called Columbia, Tennessee. I went to a high school with only my graduating class was like 40 kids, like pretty small town. And there wasn't a ton to do. And actually, dancing was really not a big thing there. My school didn't really allow dancing. There was no prom, there was no choreography and cheerleading. It was against the rules. But I went to this like tiny dance studio that was like one room had tile floors. Like that's where I grew up. But I'm an only child, and my mom wanted to put me into dance. She wanted to be a dancer when she was growing up. She never was. Her family couldn't afford to put her in dance. So she wanted to let me get to experience that. So I just started when I was 3, and I'd been doing it my entire life. And that's kind of, I just kind of kept doing it because I wasn't interested in sports or anything like that at school. And dance was like the one thing to do in the town for me because there wasn't a lot to do. So I just kept doing it and eventually started going to other studios in like Nashville and stuff to try to get more training and stuff like that. But yeah, just kind of always been doing it. Yeah. So loved it. Yeah.
was there a time that you knew like this is what I'm meant to do or
I would say I was a very, very shy child. Like I would not talk to anyone, all that kind of stuff. And I think that came from being an only child too. I just kind of kept to myself. But when I was like in dance class or on stage was when I was like the most talkative or like, more out there. So I think that's kind of when I knew I was like, oh, like this is where I feel the most comfortable and can express myself more because I didn't really have a ton of people to like talk to and stuff. So dance was my like outlet. So I think that's kind of when I like knew, and I'm not shy anymore. And I think that's from dance. So yeah.
And with dance, you get to meet a lot of different people.
And put yourself in like a lot of different situations where there's a ton of people around. And I got good at talking to people after that. So yeah, that helped a lot.
Did either of you have one of those "this is harder than I thought" moments growing up where you had to choose whether to keep going?
Yeah, so I've had 2 hip surgeries on my left hip already. I had a labrum tear, and it was my freshman year of college. Well, actually, no, sorry.
That was my second surgery. My first surgery was my senior year of high school, and it was right before I was about to do a bunch of auditions to get into college programs. And I knew the surgery was going to be a super, super long recovery. I was on crutches for like 3 months, like all this kind of stuff. But I had to get back into it to be able to audition, but I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to. And then I finally did, but I went back too soon and retoured the same thing that I did before my freshman year of college and had to take a whole semester off. So I was like taking other classes and stuff, and that's kind of when I found my route to like the performing arts leadership and management kind of stuff. But I wasn't sure if I was going to come back because my hip was never going to be like the same. And it was like a super hard recovery, especially do it again just a year later. And I still have a lot of pain in my hip and stuff, but that was a time I was like, is this really, because I don't want to hurt it again. Also, I'm prone to it, so I could do it in my other hip too. And then at that point, I'd probably be done dancing, but I was like, I'm just going to keep going. And I'm glad I did. Super glad. But that was a moment definitely. I'm like, is it worth it? Because you're in so much pain to then keep going and being so young and having those surgeries already. It was not fun. Yeah. Especially during college too. Yeah.
Like the prime of your life.
Yeah. But it ended up working out. So,
Good.
yes.
That's awesome.
That was good.
Like any of those moments for you, Carson?
Well, actually, it wasn't like one moment. It lasted about a good 3 months while I was waiting to go on a mission. It was so the hardest part was the unknown of like, I know I want to go on a mission and this is like, I know I have to, I'm going to. But it was, okay, what am I going to do after though? Yeah. Am I going to keep dancing or not? Because what happens to me in 2 years, a lot could happen in 2 years. And so, that whole process of like making sure that or figuring out what I wanted to do was hard. And then like looking at like people were telling me you need to plan for the future. You need to know what you're doing. And dance is not a very attractive profession to go for financial reasons, especially. And so, um, that was a scary thing. That was kind of hard, and I thought about it for the whole 2 years too. But I said I don't want to drop it. I can't just drop it, and so I took every moment I could on my mission to dance. It was and since I spoke Spanish, I was in all the Spanish wards, and they like to dance a lot at their work gatherings and parties and stuff like that. And so they always had music, and I would take the chance every time to at least do some sort of salsa or something because like I needed something. And so that helped me figure out that like I can come back and do it whenever I really want to. And there's always going to be life-changing decisions I'm going to be making throughout my life. And the thing about dance is I've realized is that I feel like I could pretty much go back if I really ever wanted to, if it's in a big manner or a small one. So that's that whole decision process is now helping me currently with like how I want to live my life after and everything. So yeah.
We've talked about this before actually with some other interviews. Like once you like are in the dance world and once you love dance, it's always going to find its way back into your life. You know what I mean? And it changes through the years.
Are like that's very impressive
Mhm.
Thank
that
you.
you were able to keep up with your talent and like all of the I'm just thinking like, oh, the new moves and all of the new things that come out. A lot happens in 2 years. It's
Yeah.
not it is a long time, but it's not really that long. But
Yeah.
a lot changes in
Mhm.
a 2 years time.
Especially in
And
the
so
dance world with
especially in the
like
dance
yeah.
world. So
Can't do my splits anymore, but
So you grew up like doing hip hop and things like that. Did you do like ballet or anything?
oh yeah.
All
So
the things.
I did hip hop as my main thing for like a year as a child when I first started. And then my mom was like, do you want to try the other things that your brother and sister are doing? And I was like, absolutely, sure, why not? And then from there, honestly, it was just me like wanting to do everything, that I could.
Yeah.
Um, my mom is like super like do what you want to do and like just strive for it, keep going or keep learning. Which is super awesome from her. And so that's why I kept doing it and pushed through all the hard times. I don't want to go to dance. I don't want to do this. And so, but yeah, I trained in ballet, jazz, ballroom, hip hop. I started ballroom a little later. Um, but I did everything and was actually quite flexible before. Not as much anymore. After I left the Vibe, that's when I was doing literally every single style that you could think of, except for tap. That is one thing I've never done. And
He has to tap in our Christmas show, and it's really funny.
yeah, it is. It's really
He's
funny to
getting better
watch.
though. He has his time step down.
It's really
Yeah,
bad.
you've never had tap training.
It's really bad.
Literally just threw it at you.
But yeah, I've done everything, and then took like small breaks from like jazz and ballet here and there, just because I really, really wanted hip hop to be my main thing and always will. But those things I can always come back to because it's at least knowledgeable. I'm knowledged in it, and so I can do it.
And
Still
how
awesome.
about you? Like growing up in a small town, Lily,
Yeah.
like what was your training? Like were you able to train in all the dance genres or was it like very
Yeah.
simple?
I was in like one of those like combo classes where it's like within an hour we did tap, jazz, and ballet all at once. Oh, I grew up doing that. And then when I was like, I really didn't start hardcore like ballet training until I was like 14. I switched and went to 2 studios at once. So I kept the studio that I grew up in always because those are like family. But then I went to a ballet studio also and was training there. And then I started ballroom when I was 9 and would drive up to Nashville, which was like about a 45-minute hour drive about once a week to start doing that. But yeah, there wasn't a ton, so I would have to do like a lot of traveling other places. Like I did a lot of intensives and stuff outside. And like Nashville, there was some dance. It's not a huge place for dance when I was younger. It kind of is starting to now, but when I was younger, there really was not a ton of dance there. So, yeah, traveling a lot of other places for it. And I feel like I also like did a lot of it on my own, like taught myself a ton by myself because I was always dancing at home by myself and like YouTube videos and everything. So even though I had the studio, like it was a very small studio, like there was only probably 50 kids at the studio too. So yeah, I feel like I took a lot on my own to learn, but then had to go other places. Yeah, which is then when I went away for college too. I went to school in Virginia.
So you were very dedicated,
Yes.
self-motivated.
Yeah. I always knew that I was going to do it. So yeah, there was really no other plan besides dancing.
Sometimes, like, kids nowadays here, and I mean, I know we all complain about, I don't want to go to dance or I don't want to go to whatever and whatever. And it's like, we're literally driving down the street to go to class. You know what I
Yes.
mean? There's people that have to drive hours to go to dance,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's very dedicated to like, and for your parents or whoever drove you to
Yes,
dance.
which they were amazing. And luckily, yeah, I was an only child, so my parents were always there. My mom took me to literally everything, and my dad was like a prop dad and would, do all the stuff for the studio whenever he could and be at all the competitions and stuff. So, yeah, no, I was really lucky that way.
Okay, so fast forward to today. You're both dancing professionally with Odyssey Dance Theater. That's a huge accomplishment. What was the transition like going from a student like to a professional dancer?
So for me, yeah, it was pretty not too much of a difference. So I went to a 4-year college, Shenandoah University. I was a BFA dance major there, and I feel like they trained me really well for the professional world. I got a lot of commercial dance training there, ballet, like all of the things, and it was a very like professional environment. So I got the Odyssey job the summer I graduated from college. Yeah, so I had come out here, did the audition, and then got hired and just decided to move. So I came out here like by myself to do all that. But I feel like it really prepared me because I know there's some people who don't feel like you need college. We have very different views on this too for dance, but not like just going straight into the profession from just training. But I felt like I needed that college experience. to get that extra training and knowledge that I needed to be a professional. I feel like it helped me transition into it really seamlessly because I was pretty much, set on living on my own, like knowing the strict schedule of, dancing 7 hours plus a day, like all that kind of stuff. For me, I felt like it was very easy. The hardest thing was probably moving across the country away from all my friends and family, but um, just putting myself into the job, and everyone on the company is so nice. So that was like the easiest part, was just like meeting everyone. So yeah, for me, it wasn't too bad. And I feel like, yeah, it was a really, really good transition. So I loved going to school for dance. I know a lot of people have different, views on college programs and stuff, but where I went, I felt like they prepared me very well.
What about you, Carson? You can tell you guys have talked about this.
So I went to BYU for what was it, 2 semesters, I think. And I was working at Mountain America before I started Odyssey. I was a loan officer and everything, but it's actually kind of funny because I didn't know about the audition until my younger sister's drill coach at her high school contacted her that I should do the audition. And I was like, oh, okay. And so I was like, I mean, I don't know. Cause I did a zombie one year for Thriller. You know how they do like the youth zombie stuff and like that. So I did it one time with my studio and I thought it was really fun. I loved acting like a zombie. It was great. And I was like, oh, that's cool. But then I watched the show and it was like nothing that I thought. Cause I was thinking Thriller, all Michael Jackson stuff. And it was just really cool, or all that kind of stuff. And then I was watching and I was like, oh, it's a lot more like jazz and stuff like that. And so I was like, I don't know if that's really me and stuff. And so when they told me that, I was like, okay, maybe. And then there was another student there at BYU that was going to go audition. And I was like, okay, well, if they're going, maybe I should just go for fun. Yeah, so I did it. When I went to the audition, and they gave me the job on the spot. They said I had it, and I was like, okay, well, now I got to make a decision now really fast on what I was going to do, because I was like, I was doing really well in my job. I progressed pretty fast into a loan officer, was promoted. And so I was like, I don't know what I need to do, because I'm like, I also need to like make sure I have a career that's stable so I can have a family in the future and everything like that. And so, but yeah, it was very interesting on going into that. And so it just kind of like erupted all at once, because then I was like, okay, might as well, because I'm young, just try it. Go for it. I can always get a job. I speak Spanish, so it shouldn't be too hard to find another job. And so if I needed to in the future, if this doesn't work out for too long. And so, but yeah, it just like kind of all started back up, because when I was going to BYU, I was doing some dance classes. It wasn't like super intense or anything like that. And this is what I mean. Like, this is why we have different views, because for me, it wasn't super beneficial to have a dance major or degree. I didn't see a whole lot of motivation in getting that, because it was like, okay, well, now I've got this job already, and I didn't even took 2 semesters and I already have the job that I'm going for. And so it's for that, I was like, I don't see why I need to keep doing that. And so that's when I started using what I had at BYU for other classes and stuff like that, for business stuff, because that's what I actually want to do, is have a business in dance. So using those kind of educational things instead. But the transition between the two, from where I was and into the company, was very interesting, and it was kind of a shock to my body. And the audition was what, 8 hours?
It's an insane audition because you do every single style.
It was so hard.
And it's 8 hours straight and there's no cuts. So everyone stays till the end. Yeah. It's crazy. I've done it twice.
Yeah, it was crazy. Had no idea. Again, I didn't really like.
And we start with ballet.
Yeah, I was like, I don't even know like what I need. Like, this is just a small audition. Most auditions I went to lasted 2 hours. And so I was like, oh, I'll be able to go do this thing with somebody else after. And I was like planning on doing this stuff. And
not the
I don't even know if I'm really trying to do this. And I was like, we're still going? It's 7:00.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So
it's wild.
Oh my. So this is your second year.
yeah, this is my second year. Yeah.
And Lily, how many years?
This is my fourth. Yes.
Yeah.
I was in it right when he like closed, because it closed down for a year. That was my first full season. That like Christmas, he told us that would be the last full season, and I had just gotten here. So then I was like, what am I going to do? I just moved across the country. Like, this was the job I was going to do for a while. And so then he did one more thriller and then, went on his mission, Daryl Yeager. So that's when I did some of the other companies in Utah and got involved with them, which was really great because I was had the opportunity, because I don't think I would have ever left Odyssey if it hadn't shut down for a little bit and tried other things, which I loved all the other companies I danced on too. The thing I do love about the audition though is that since they don't do cuts, we do all styles. So it's like maybe you aren't the best at ballet and that's what we start with, but they don't cut you there. They would have never gotten to see all the other stuff people can do. So I do like that about this audition, even though it's insanely long. You get a chance to do all of your styles and show your strengths.
You get to showcase what you're actually
instead of just
your all of the strengths that you have and all the weaknesses on conventions when they do the scholarships and they're like, ballet first. If you don't make ballet, then you're done for it. It's well, I'm actually really good, I promise, but you won't just let me show you.
So that's something I do like about the company.
So we've already kind of talked about what it's like. Well, we talked about the audition for Odyssey. Yeah. What is it like being part of such a unique company?
Oh,
you start.
Yeah, I can start. It is honestly so cool. It is one of my favorite things. It really, I get to do the thing that I love to do, and that's perform.
Yeah.
Odyssey is it's so much more than just dance. There's so much acting and theatrical things in it, which is so amazing to me. In the Christmas show, we have a Grinch and Cindy Lou dance. It's my favorite character to play. Yes,
he's so good at it.
So fun.
I've been a good Grinch.
When I started doing it for the first time, I loved being a zombie. Being a zombie is so fun. I could be all weird and stuff like that. I didn't realize how much I loved being a vampire as well in the Lost Boy dance.
So good at it.
I love that one.
It's so cool. Yeah, once you put those fangs in, I'm a different person. So there's lots of fun that I get to have with them because I just get to act. I mean, as a child, I loved pretend. I loved to play with swords and battle things that weren't there, and so I thought these kinds of things were so fun. And I get to be a child, basically. We get to be 3-year-olds on stage at one point, too, as a panda, which is a dream come true.
So fun.
What about you, Lily?
Yeah, I love Odyssey. I think what I was looking for as a dancer when I was younger, I was I love all styles. I was I love my ballroom. I love my ballet. I loved all of it. And I never wanted to have to pick one to do, just contemporary or whatever. So when I was in college, searching for companies to audition for, I saw that Odyssey did literally all of it. I was like, that's perfect. I'm that would be my dream company. And I never thought I would actually get it, especially right out of school. So when I did, I was like, this is perfect, not having to choose, because everyone tells you you're going to have to focus on one style, but that's honestly not the case in most things. And I love that I'm still getting to train all things. And even if I was weaker on some things, Odyssey has helped me learn it or gotten better at different styles and stuff too. And I love that I get to do my ballroom as well, because that's usually something I'd have to give up to do the other styles. So I love that. And I do love the performance aspect of it. I love getting to be different characters and all that kind of stuff. That is honestly the best. And they really like us to be individuals as well. Our personalities can come out in the pieces. They give us some freedoms to with the characters and stuff. And I feel that's something that's really fun to do. Yeah, is to have that freedom to kind of explore and try different things. And they'll tell us if it's a good choice or not. But they let us do that, which is really awesome. And I love that. Yeah.
Take us into a day in the life of you.
Hers is really crazy. Go for it.
Okay, well, when we do our rehearsals for Odyssey are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. So we get up and go do that. And we usually we have an hour and a half of class. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we do ballet. And then Tuesday, Thursdays, we do yoga too sometimes. But then Tuesdays, Thursdays, we do a jazz technique class. So we start out training every morning. And have a full class. Sometimes we learn combos. Sometimes we do across the floor. So that's really nice. Change it up a little bit. And then we go into training and rehearsals the rest of the day of whatever pieces we're working on. And we'll get like a schedule of what we'll be working on that day, like earlier that week. So we kind of have an idea of what's happening and like casting and stuff. And then after rehearsal, I go straight. I manage Central Utah Ballet. It's a ballet studio in Lehigh. I'm the main manager for that studio. So I go there and work there from 4 to 8 p.m. And then I usually come home and do some executive work for Wasatch Contemporary. And then I do sometimes the social media for Odyssey, Central Utah Ballet, Wasatch, all those things. Chrysalis. And I'm on the board for that. So all those things, it's a little crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then come home to my cats.
Okay, Carson, how about you? A day in the life of Carson.
Well, a typical day when we're not during tour is, going to rehearsal, and then I'm a dance teacher at UDA, Utah Dance Artists, as well, and so I teach a hip hop technique class, which is not a common thing to have at a studio, and it is something that I'm actually really trying to push that everyone should have at their studios, because I personally don't feel like combos every single day is going to do much for you. And so I teach basic vocabulary, different styles with under the hip hop umbrella. And I teach some history as well with hip hop and where it came from. And so I try to share that kind of knowledge with them. But so I'm a teacher there at that studio. I do whenever I can do some other teaching at other studios whenever I have the time. I also am like a sales rep for a company called Anython. It's a fundraising company. And so I'll go to some like high schools, find their sports teams, coaches, and I tell them that I have this fundraising program and you guys should use us. And so that's like a lot of what I could do, but that happens whenever I just have time and stuff like that. And so I haven't had a like full week is scheduled out for a long time, it feels like, just because I have so many things that I do on my own, and try to fill in. It's always so different every day, which is like really good for me, but it's also really bad because then it feels like I'm not, it's not the same every single time. So it's kind of stressful. I'm like always trying to make things work. Because I like last year I was doing school as well during the spring, online, and so that I was trying to put that in as well while teaching, while going to rehearsals and shows and stuff like that. So my days can be quite different every single day, but the things that do happen for sure is rehearsal and teaching. Those are the only set things.
You never miss rehearsal.
Never miss rehearsal, yeah.
No. Good thing we work together, otherwise we would never see each other. And I love having him at work. Like I love us being together and on stage together. It's awesome. Really fun.
Do you have any pre-show rituals or superstitions?
Well, before every show we do a circle. So
the company we get around in a circle just before the show starts, like 5 minutes before, and we do a prayer first, and Daryl.
Well, we roll out our right foot, roll out our left foot.
And then we breathe 3 times, and then the last breath is a roar for like a zombie.
Zombie, yeah.
Then we say the prayer
with our right foot pointed.
Yep. Just like like all the other studios.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Every time you go before you go on stage.
Yeah.
Yep. And then we do the woo, we turn around and kick, and then kick again. And
then we do a chant.
And then we have a chant. Now this chant's really special because it includes a bunch of either like funny moments or special things that have happened throughout the season.
That we add to every show.
Yeah, we continue to add to it. So we do it every time. It's so fun. And at the end of the season, Intuicon will write out the chant on one of the costume crates. We have these costume crates that we put everything in, and it's like on this cloth side, and we'll try to take a marker and write the entire chant on there. And so you get to see it every single year. And then
how many other ones?
Yeah, we have our little handshake that we did together too.
Yeah.
She has one that she does with her girly friends too.
So there's a lot of handshakes happening before. You see like everyone on stage, like all with their different groups, like all doing different hands. And we're like, we have to do this before.
Gotta get it in.
Yes, because it's also at the beginning of Thriller, the dings.
Oh, yes.
There's, like, the gongs in the beginning of, like, the overture.
Mhm.
We jump from, like, panel to panel of the Marley and try to land right on a gong. I don't know, we all do it,
All the
though,
time, yeah.
and I don't know how that even started, but we all start on one line and then have to jump and land, but we are all doing that backstage before the show starts, like, I don't know why.
While everyone is sitting there watching the screen just say
We're
Thriller.
just jumping
We're
in the
jumping
back.
in the back. Yeah, it's so fun.
Yeah.
And then we also have a little, what is it, mascot, basically.
Fang.
His name is Fang. He's a little turtle.
The crochet turtle.
Crochet turtle. And one of the
Yeah.
dancers, every beginning of Thriller, he'll come up and he'll do his little bit in the middle of the light with his face, and he'll set the Fang right in front of the stage, and it'll be there all show. Every show.
Yes,
Yep.
so there's a little turtle in the front of the stage.
Yep.
A lot of the company members every year will slit the left eyebrow.
What is something that you wish you could tell your younger self? Like looking back, the kids who are just starting out dance, or maybe they're like, I don't know if I should keep doing this or not. Like, what do you wish you could tell your younger self?
You know, that's a kind of a harder question, I feel like. I mean, you got to stay with it the whole time. Like if you really do like it, you got to stay with it. And if it's not something that you're super into, you got to figure that out pretty quick. At least for me, because dance is a huge investment, and it's really expensive, and it takes a lot of time and dedication. And if you really don't love it, you got to find a way to incorporate something else into your life, because otherwise it's going to feel like a lot of waste. I feel like, to me, just because you can get put into so many things that take up so much of your time. Where, I mean, I know as a kid, I did not have a social life. I didn't have a social life. My social life was at dance, but the only social time that we got was in between classes at dance, at the studio and stuff like that. And so for younger kids, it's like you gotta you do kind of have to figure out pretty quick if you really want to do this or not. And if it is just for fun, I would say go do the schools and stuff like that. But if you're wanting to really get into it, you gotta find some high value, high level training if this is actually something you want to do, especially in high school. You have to figure out what you want to do. I personally don't think drill team is super beneficial. Me personally, my sisters have done drill team. My older sister did it, and she only did it for 1 year, but that was after that she was done. But it beat her up like crazy.
Yeah.
It was so hard on her body, and it got her what?
Right.
You know?
Well, drill team is like, I mean, you're training to do 3 dances for competition, for state competition.
Exactly.
And that,
Oh,
and then,
okay,
I mean, you
so-
perform at half times, and you do gain like really cool, valuable, like life skills. But as far as like dance training, like all around training, you're not receiving any of that. You're perfecting these 3 routines for competition.
And then,
That's the reason.
I mean, like the drill team is what is it supposed to funnel into? And the only other drill team that I can think of after high school is the Cougarettes. And one, that's really hard to get into, and two, it's one team. You know?
Yeah. Weber State's doing pretty good.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
And then what happens after that? You know, that's that kind of my thing is I'm like, you really have to like look at all your options when it comes to dance. And that's my hugest advice is you have to look at everything, because the one route is not always going to work. It usually is not going to work. And so be super open-minded to things. Yeah.
I like that. That's
Really
very
appreciate
realistic.
that. Lily, what about you?
Probably like if there's something you want to go for, you just have to make it happen yourself kind of thing. I am very one of those people is like, if I want to do this, like I'm going to find a way to do it. And I feel like I've kind of gotten that through all my jobs and stuff like that. Like, for example, like the Odyssey social media job that I have now, I kind of created that job for myself because I was like, no one's doing it. Can I do it? And I started by not getting paid, and now I get paid for it. And I feel like I'm, very one of those people that's like, if I see an opportunity and I want it, I will try to make it happen for myself, especially growing up, not being in a place where there was a ton of like really, really good dance training and stuff, doing it for myself, but then finding other avenues and going other places to train. I feel like that really helps. And that's something that I think is really important, that if this is something you really want to do, there is a way to do it, because my hometown did not like dancing. And so I could have easily stopped and just done something else. Yeah, because they were not supportive of it in that area of the world. So, but, I was like, there is more to it, and this is what I want to do. So I was going to find a way to do that no matter what. When I also found it crazy coming to Utah, there's so much dance here. And I was like, if I had had this opportunity and like this much resources when I was younger, like who knows where I would be as a dancer, because there's just arts is so big here and dance is so big here. I'm like, these kids are so lucky to have this much good training here, because I didn't and had to go elsewhere for that or have it later in life. But I'm like, Utah is just like such a good place for that. And so I'm like, just really take advantage of what you have here, because it's amazing. Like I would never thought I would end up in Utah, for dance. That was like the last place I thought I would be, but then it's like one of the best places for dance. And I can't imagine being anywhere else,
I can say be grateful.
The training here is amazing.
There's lots and lots of knowledge here, and you have to take it if you really want it. Like, don't waste your time here.
Yeah.
Take it in as much as you can.
Like, why are we dancing? For what? Who was it that said that?
Yeah.
Emily. I think as a young dancer, you really need to ask yourself, why am I doing this?
Yeah. Is it for a career? Is it for fun? Is it for exercise?
Yeah.
Like, what is it for?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And like you said, there are so many life skills that you can learn from it. And so if like you're not sure that dance is really your thing, then find something that'll be useful from it while you're doing it, at least,
Yeah.
Because I definitely have learned a lot of the work ethic skills from dance.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I probably would be the laziest person if I didn't have dance.
But I love like your realistic point of view. You know what I mean? Just with you growing up here in Utah, it's pretty tough here. Well, just because we are so blessed to have the talent is just, it's crazy.
Well, and that's part of honestly like the reason we started the podcast is because there is so much talent that comes out of Utah. Like you don't have to be from Utah, but there's a lot of talent that comes from Utah
And that's here.
And gravitates here too.
Yeah, it gravitates here, that it's like, why are we sharing all of this? Like the dance community is quite big. And so, and everybody has something to share. And so why are we not sharing?
Exactly.
We're sharing our talent on stage, but I feel like dancers or anyone that is involved with dance needs to have more of a voice too. So we can share it, like the things that we've learned, and just because we're, like I said, we're just like sharing our amazing talents on stage.
But there's more to it. Yeah, there's so many life lessons that we like learned from dance. Or I like know people ask me like other things I do in my life and like my other jobs. And they're like, I had no idea you do all that other stuff. I'm like, well, yeah, because like dance is my main thing and that's what you see. But there's like always so much more behind it. And what dance has brought me to do all these other things and opportunities and living here.
The networking that you can do with your dance is crazy.
And I was like, my whole family has now moved to Utah because I live here. Yeah. So my whole family lives here now. I just bought my first home. And so like, it's just like crazy that I didn't think I would have this life right now if it wasn't for that one audition. It's so crazy.
That's
Yeah.
Can I ask you, and we don't have to put it on here or whatever, but you keep saying like the town that you grew up in, they didn't support dance. It was kind of like breaking the rules or whatever. Like what is that like?
Well, it's right in the Bible Belt.
Okay.
And I grew up Church of Christ. And so dancing was very sinful. And so like it was just not allowed.
Like Footloose.
Yeah, exactly like Footloose. It was just a very, very strict religion to be in. It was just a part of Christianity that was just very intense. being in a small town like that and everyone knowing everyone, it was just like I was very against it. And I got told many times in school that I was, not going to make it or I'm not a good person because of it and all that kind of stuff. So that's why. And that's why I was like, I got to get out of this town because, yeah, me too. And like, it's getting better. I heard this year my high school finally had their first like school dance this year, but it's been around since like the early 1900s, the school. So it was like a military academy. So finally they had their first school dance. And I was like, thank gosh. Because they was just not not even choreography and cheerleading. Like we could not. It was crazy. So coming here and seeing all these like drill teams at schools and dance being such a big thing in high school, I'm like, I would have died. That'd been so cool to be on like a dance team. Like I was never a part of that. So I'm like, this is so cool.
So before we wrap up, what's next for each of you? So any upcoming performances or projects we should be looking out for?
That, the Kids Are Spectacular, our Shut Up and Dance spring shows. Let's see. We're going to be doing some more ballroom stuff coming. We're going to try to focus more on our ballroom career.
We're going to find
training,
a coach and we're going to start training a
more
lot more.
and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because we want to travel a little more and do that kind of stuff and compete.
Yeah.
Hopefully go professional at some point, which would be really nice.
Yes, that's our goal.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I think that's kind of it with Odyssey right now, and then we'll see after this year what we end up doing and stuff like that.
When does like the new Odyssey season start?
Next August. So we'll be done in like April, and then you have like the summer. But Odyssey's starting a new dance convention this year in January. It's called the Feedback Forum. And so all of us will be like working it, and I'm helping with like the branding for that.
Super exciting, right?
So yeah, because he was like, I want to be a part of a convention. Yes. So Odyssey's doing that, bringing that back. So we'll have our own convention. So hopefully we'll be involved with that a lot too in the upcoming.
Then a big one that's coming up. We're traveling to Europe.
Oh, yes.
We're going to go to Europe and
the end of March.
And we're going to perform our Shut Up and Dance shows there and travel different theaters up there. So
it's actually so cool out there in Germany. They love dance so much that we'll do like 4 encores.
Really? Are you serious?
Like they will not stop clapping. So we will like do the finale over again. Like the final dance, we do it again. And then we've had like 4 or 5 times we go up and bow. Like in one show because they will not sit down. It is like the best experience. I'm like, you guys appreciate the arts. Like it's so cool. Yeah, so I'm excited for like him to all the new people on the company to experience
and
that.
I've never been outside the country, so this is gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be like a crazy thing, and to do it together will be fun too.
Yeah,
but yeah, we do the full like tour, but like on a bus every day, driving like 6 hours to the next city, new hotels every night, new theaters.
Yep.
It's a really cool experience that I did not expect I would get to do, like ever.
This isn't on our script, but what is your favorite role to play in Thriller?
Frank.
The Frankenstein duet together.
Yeah, that one's so cute.
It's so fun to do.
Does that one like just beat you up? Like
actually, I think I'm the one that's getting beat up the most. She hits me twice.
On the last show, he stepped on my finger.
Okay, I did do that on accident.
At the show y'all were at.
Yeah,
because I got a note. We have a note session after every show. And they were like, your arms came alive for a second, like you were supposed to be dead. And I was like, he stepped on my finger. I had to move it. Yeah, but it is hard. I do get to slap you. It's super
fun. Yeah, she slaps me across the face, and then she kicks me my leg.
It's so fun to do, though.
I was so impressed, though, when you held her up above your head. Yes, forever, though. I was like, oh my gosh. And your arms were like back like this. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's going to drop her like that. But you seriously have like full on control. I was like, very impressed.
So much.
And you can see that you guys totally trust each other, especially you trust him. And so, like, you can see that as a couple when you dance together.
Yes.
Especially on that lift. I was like,
it's crazy. It's a cool lift. So that's like one of the first things we learned for that piece. Because they're like, you have to have this lift, otherwise you like can't do it. But no, that dance is so fun to do together.
Yeah, it's super, super fun.
My second favorite piece is probably Black Witches. I like doing that one. That one's really fun to do. The trio of the witches. Because that one feels like the most like powerful dance and most like contemporary kind of dance in the show. So I really feel like I'm dancing in that piece. So I really like that one. And then you like Lost Boys.
I like Lost Boys oh man, I love performing Jason's though.
Oh, that
I will say.
Yeah, that's true.
I do love performing Jason's. It's so fun. That dance is very fun to do.
Oh, our tango too.
Our tango is super fun. That's a new one.
It's brand new. They created it this year. Daryl was like, I want y'all to do something because he knows we ballroom together and everything. And he's like, y'all are a couple, might as well do something.
It was actually really fun the way he asked us. He was like, so we have an idea. We want to do Gomez and Morticia
I love that.
tango.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, you guys got to start looking for songs. And I was like, on it.
Yes,
So this was like 5 months before the shows were even starting. And we were looking at what we could do and how
He edited the music.
I took parts from the live action movie.
Yeah.
And I put that into the music and I cut the thing and then I gave it to them. They're like, okay,
So we
we
got a
made
lot
a
of
few
say in it,
modifications
yeah.
in it and everything. It was pretty cool. That wig though is just horrendous to wear. Let me tell you. I don't know if it's bad for you. If your
Mine's
wig,
not that bad.
Mine's annoying.
What is your fastest change? Like which routine that you're like, oh my gosh, we have to.
Probably honestly Thriller into Mummies.
Thriller into Mummies is the fastest, but the hardest one I'd say is Frank into anything else right now
all
for
the
me.
makeup.
For me, because that makeup is stains my skin. Like there's actually my cuticles are still green because of that dance. The sticks to my face. I'm there going like this. It will not come off my skin. It's probably because of how much hair I have, but I mean, still, it's quite annoying. And I have to set it with a powder. I set the powder, and then I also have a sealing spray because if it gets on her costume, it ruins it.
Yeah.
And so, and it's pure white, of course. And so makes it super easy for me.
The hardest. Yeah, it's just getting the makeup off in between some of the pieces if it's quick.
Yep.
Do you have someone backstage helping you do that? Or
I do it all myself.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Your makeup.
Yeah, we do all the makeup ourselves. And
We do. I mean, we do have like
two
costume people that like they make sure that we have stuff if we're missing things, and if we do really need help, then they can help us with some stuff. But we pretty much do a lot of it on our own, just because it's so fast and we gotta get going, and so we're like, I'm trying to go as much as I can, and it's only 2 people with a company of 29, and so they have their own jobs during some
we help
pieces
each other
and stuff,
too.
and we do help each other sometimes as well.
Yeah, we help each other a lot with like getting changed and stuff.
I love hearing about all the like behind the scenes stuff. It's so fun. Do you guys talk to each other on the stage when you're dancing?
Oh my gosh. All the time.
We'll play games sometimes. Last year during our Shut Up and Dance show, we played a game where we were all animals. We all had a pair. And so we'd have to make like the animal noise and try to find our pair. Like if someone was a donkey, there's somebody else that's a donkey. So you had to make the noise and find each other on stage.
Yeah. Or we'll like we did pass the spoon in Children of the Corn because we're all just kind of like running around like crazy and you didn't want to be the last one like ending up with the spoon on stage. So we do random stuff like that all of the time.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we're talking, especially during Thriller, like the opening, we're like, we got this. Like we're all like yelling. It's so fun.
Yeah, we have some fun because, we do the show 40 times. We gotta try some stuff out.
Yeah, for sure.
So fun.
I love that.
I love that.
Before we wrap up, we're going to do like a quick lightning round. Early bird or night owl?
Early bird.
Night owl.
We're opposites.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is your favorite book of all time?
I don't know if I have one, but I'm currently reading the Cher book, like the Cher memoir of the singer. Yeah, I'm currently reading her book because she's like my idol. Yeah.
Michael Vey, by far.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Michael Vey.
I love it.
Okay. One app that you cannot live without.
My Photos app. I have, I think, over 75,000 photos on my phone right now. If that ever went away, I don't know what I would do without my photo.
We had to get a new phone because of it.
Yeah, I did have to get a new phone because I ran out of storage, and I will not get rid of the pictures.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
that one.
Spotify.
Okay.
Have to have Spotify.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you weren't doing what you do now, what would you be doing?
I feel like I would do something in like writing. I really like writing. I was super good at writing essays as a kid, and in school that was like one of my favorite things. I'd rather write a paper than do anything else. So I feel like I would be something like, I don't know, maybe like like writing articles for stuff or a newspaper, something like that. I feel like I would really enjoy doing that. And I like talking to people now too, so like interviewing and stuff like that. I feel like that would maybe, or I was really good at science as a kid. So I wonder if I'd do something in like the medical field or something like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'd probably still be at Mountain America right now. I'd be a loan officer trying to work my way up to, possibly make that my career, or at least still just paying for college and for all that stuff. And so, yeah.
Which is cool.
Hey.
I could see you definitely like owning a business.
Yeah.
I would love to.
We want to
We want to open a studio at some point.
Yeah, together.
Yeah.
I think that'd be so cool.
I want to take the studio traveling. Like I want to build my convention off of a studio, or have a studio come off of a convention. And it'd be cool to make something like Millennium Dance Complex, where they have multiple areas in place like that. I would love to have different areas in the country with my studio, so that my convention becomes an advertisement for the studio, and you get all these kids coming, and even adults can come to the studio and take class and learn authentic hip hop, learning jazz, ballet, every single thing that they can think of there.
So hopefully we'll have one day.
I
think we will.
Studio in Tennessee that we really want to buy.
And it's the studio I grew up in. It doesn't exist anymore, but the building's there. And we were like, and it's just empty. And it's like this old brick building. And we were like, oh, if we could just buy that and start our studio. But that would be moving all the way back to Tennessee.
Or at least hiring somebody to
run it.
And then they can go back and forth.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
could
know.
work too.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Just thinking outside the box here. So.
Okay, well, thank you both so much for joining us. Your passion and dedication really shines through. And I know listeners are going to walk away feeling inspired, and I know that they're going to really enjoy this episode. Remember, we're here to keep you inspired, keep you motivated, and as always, keep you on stage. Happy dancing!
Thank you. Bye.